want a job. I need a job.
America's unemployment lines growing longer by the day. Record numbers of the jobless are fighting the money crunch by hiring themselves. And American growers are now zapping their fruit with radiation. What will that do to the food we eat? This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. Dan Rather reporting. President Bush is back from Japan tonight. His stomach flu is gone, but his and the country's #1 economic headache continues to throb. The government now says the official unemployment rate has hit its highest level in 5.5 years. Our coverage begins with correspondent Susan Spencer at the White House.
Looking haggard but declaring he's no longer sick, Mr. Bush arrived home to an American economy that is. Latest shock, December unemployment at 7.1%, numbers he called unsatisfactory.
They show that the economy has been sluggish. They show that people are hurting, and they show that we need to get going now.
On Capitol Hill, Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan said the central bank is prepared to cut interest rates yet again if that's what it takes to get out of the recession, and it might.
I don't want to say we are emerging. In fact, I think the evidence at that stage is that we have stalled, that we've come back halfway and gone flat.
With the unemployment stats such an embarrassing welcome home, Mr. Bush again defended his Asia trip in economic terms, saying it wasn't a bust, that it will pay off.
We made dramatic progress, and it will result in jobs for the American workers.
But he won't say how many jobs, and at least one of the businessmen who went to Japan with him thinks the answer is probably zero, unless the administration gets tougher.
Without persistent outside pressure, the Japanese will not move at all. And why in the hell should they? They're winning. In fact, they're beating our brains in.
Democrats joined the chorus for retaliation.
Now, the trade trip to Japan was a flop. The Japanese business and government leaders are sitting there in their closed market, and they're laughing at our government.
Presidential candidate Bob Kerrey will air this TV spot tonight in New Hampshire.
We're becoming a low-wage nation, and all George Bush can do is go to Japan and beg for a few concessions. I'm Bob Kerrey, and if I'm president, the time for begging is through. I'll tell Japan if we can't sell in their market, they can't sell in ours.
The president insists open markets are the best way to create new jobs, but some Republicans worry that he promised more than he can deliver on this trip and that he has used up some of his foreign policy capital.
He was using the international card that he had to help play the domestic game, and in fact probably cost him some of his reputation as an international player. So I think it's a problem for him.
Given all the criticism of this trip, Mr. Bush may well wish that he had caught not the flu, but amnesia. He is clearly ready to move on now. He's scheduled 3 campaign swings for next week, including his first to New Hampshire, where the unemployment rate is almost 3 times what it was when George Bush was elected. Dan?
Susan, taking all that into account, is the president still determined to delay putting forth anything in the way of an economic policy course correction until at least the time of the State of the Union?
That's still the word that we're getting here, Dan. I think politically, as you imply, it's going to be pretty difficult because people are saying we want something done now.